5'9" with the real red eyes, and we dying inside. Oh, bodies in fluoride.
What is good, y'all? This is JV here, and I'm back with another episode of my Fav Singles for you guys. Now, I have a number of songs for you guys that have dropped recently that I've really been jamming to, and I'm gonna basically talk a little bit about each song and give you guys my recommendations. So let's jump right into it. First off, we have Bonnie and Clyde by Dean. Dean, Korean R&B singer. Been, dropping tracks here and there, rose to a lot of prominence. People are really feeling his music, and I'm definitely a big fan of his work. He's just dropped his debut album. He debuted back last summer, and man, he's really killing it right now. And Bonnie and Clyde is his newest single. He's put out alongside with a music video, and then a music video for his collaborative track with Kideko. Really feeling this track, man. This is an absolute trap banger, man. He's on some trap instrumentation, definitely on heavy hip-hop influence on this particular track, so I highly suggest you check that one out, especially if you liked his releases up to this point. Next, we have Jay Park's newest single, The Truth Is. I believe that this is one of the lead-up singles to his new project that he has coming out. Big fan of Jay Park, love what he's been putting out thus far, dating back to Solo with Hootie, All I Want to Do, and now The Truth Is. He's definitely back to R&B on this particular one around. He stays real comfortable within his range. I do have a reaction out to the latest music video put on for it, so big fan of what he's doing right now, and I'm excited to see what he does in the future, man. Excellently produced song, and his vocals are very warm and comfortable on it, so I would highly suggest you check out that track. Next, we got Paloalto's new track, Fancy. We got Sway D on it along with Dean on the chorus. Really like this, atmospheric, airy kind of instrumental. Paloalto really does his thing. I've been a fan of his work up till now. And, not too big of a fan of Sway D's contribution on this. Also, reaction to this done, so check that out if you're interested. But Dean absolutely kills it, on the chorus there. So really dope track, a really, interesting track to let vibe out in the back, man. It's just a really well-produced track that I've been jamming to quite a bit. Next, we have Baauer's new song, Temple, with MIA and G-Dragon there on the feature. Baauer actually just put out a project. Don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's AA or double A. But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of the project. He did some really interesting stuff on it. And this, among two other songs, I'm a big fan of. One track I would like to give a shout out to that's not necessarily on this list, but if you're into Baauer, you like this Temple track, I highly suggest you check out the Kung Fu track he put out with Pusha T and Future. Really like that one. But Temple's an absolute banger, man. Really hard-hitting beat. Kind of sounds like it has some, Asian, Eastern kind of influences to it. Big fan of MIA's contribution on this track. I've loved what MIA's been doing lately, especially going back to her single Borders. Really liked that one. And G-Dragon killed it too on the second half. Definitely I'm a fan of G-Dragon kind of outside the K-pop sphere and lending his vocals onto different kind of EDM producers and stuff like that, kind of like dirty vibe. So next we have Kideko's The Jam. A little bit of a UK deep house for you guys. Really enjoy deep house myself, and this is a song that I kind of stumbled across when I was watching a show, and thought it was an absolute banger. And I had heard it before, but I never knew the name of. Kind of prompted me to look into the song, found the name of it, and really been enjoying this song since it's dropped. It got that really deep bass. Again, deep house pretty much does what it does. Goes back, even down to the Chicago 90s sound. So this is a real good, piece of contemporary EDM. I would highly suggest if you're into that kind of music. Next single, big fan of, we got Mac Miller's 5 Foot Assassin. Basically, this is an ode, RIP to the God himself. We lost a major rapper, and really saddened, by it. Phife was definitely, somebody that I listen to a lot. You guys know that A Tribe Called Quest is my favorite hip-hop group of all time next to Wu-Tang. So it's a shame that we lost them. And Mac Miller, under Larry Fisherman, that pseudonym he uses, put a little mix together for us. And I think this is a really dope mix, that really well, cut up and stuff like that. And really enjoyed it. So check out Mac Miller's 5 Foot Assassin. It is on my SoundCloud, which is linked below. Next we have Hyomin's Sketch. Big fan of Hyomin, part of the girl group Tiara, if I'm not mistaken. been a fan of her solo material, going back even to her, I believe, solo debut when she teamed up with Brave Sound, if I'm not mistaken. Big fan of that one. I think it was Nice Body Loco, I think was on that track too. Really enjoy this one. Definitely, a highlight of the song is the production and the visuals for it. Vocally, it's not necessarily her most ambitious piece, or what I've heard her necessarily contribute her vocals to, but I think it's a strong song nevertheless, especially in accompaniment with the visuals from the music video. So really enjoy this comeback and the album as a whole. But yeah, definitely Sketch, really dope song. Next one we have is Keith Ape, Underwater Potion. Dropped this via SoundCloud, and this is an interesting track. It's definitely a big step away from his more strong psycho Ichima kind of guttural trap kind of styling, and this is kind of reminiscent of some of the newer styles he's been experimenting with, along with some of the low-key kind of production stylings of his early cohort releases. So interesting kind of track. If you're into his style of rapping, I think you'll definitely enjoy this track, but again, this is not necessarily a massive diversion from what he does. And then lastly, we had PartyNextDoor's Come and See Me with Drake on the feature. Been waiting for PartyNextDoor to release something for a while now, and finally OVO Sound there on SoundCloud and YouTube dropped this track. Really, soulful song. Wasn't sure necessarily what to expect. We've heard, PartyNextDoor do a lot of different things in terms of, experimenting in more some, pop, R&B, soul, even some light, dance hall as terms of vocals are concerned. So wasn't sure what to expect, but we got ourselves a real smooth, almost neo-soulish kind of vibe. Drake, on the second half there, I thought added some, great vocals on there too. So yeah, definitely a fan. Again, nothing, not a major diversion from what we've seen Party do up till now, but I think it's a pretty solid track. So I'm gonna go over the tracks again. Again, we have Bonnie and Clyde by Dean, Jay Park's The Truth is Paloalto's Fancy, Baauer's Tempo, Kideko's The Jam, Mac Miller's 5 Foot Assassin, Hyomin's Sketch, Keith Ape, Underwater Potion, and then PartyNextDoor Come and See Me. If you have any questions about any of these songs, leave it down below in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys have been listening to and any recommendations you guys have. Till next time, this is JV. I love you guys. Bye.